Hey YouTube, yep, more Scroll Cup. This one is from Mellygrass, who wrote, this team feels pretty consistent and can deal with most top meta as long as it's not an all-charm team, which is not too common. I like Bug and Grass. I like the LOKIX for the Bug, Grass, and Dark. Como is pretty bulky and resists most of the meta, except I got destroyed a couple times with those Psychic Fangs baiting Morpeko. And the Dragon Claws hit decently, and Brick Break spammy enough and lowering their defense is a pretty nice move. The Claws or Charms Meows hit harder. Meow is the only charm I tried that feels usable. It's not too glossy as it could take some move, and being able to increase the attack on the charm with Flower Trick I think is the best way to use it. I only go for Frenzy in very rare occasions. Overall, I'm still testing the team out and trying to learn the best way to use it. I'll try and save shields for LOKIX and Meow, and use Como as a safe swap and try to catch moves when I'm getting outpaced, and only use Trailblaze on Waters and Flower Trick on Meow to boost charm and fast move down, but I struggled with what the right play is in some of these battles. I'd love to get your feedback and know what you think. Okay, so feedback. Yeah, you are double week to triple week to charm. So yeah, double week on Como, and then dark on LOKIX, and then dark on Meow. So you're triple week to charm, which I've showcased one of those already. You can you can work around them, but they are tough. Yeah, I think saving shields for LOKIX and Meow is probably smart, because Charm, if you boost with Flower Trick, you can charm your way through some things with the shield, and then Low-Kick, same thing. Sucker Punch is a pretty hard-hitting move, so if you Trailblaze and boost that, it's a hard-hitting Pokemon. So I think that idea works. Again, we'll see how it plays out against the main meta here. I worry that some of the bulkier Pokemon are just going to rip this team apart, because this team does look very glassy outside Como. So Scrafty is coming in, hitting for neutral because counters are super effective on Dark but resisted on Bug. Getting to the X Scissor, it does chip. So my first question is, what are you doing? Politely. You have a Charm user in the back that hits double super effective against Scrafty, because Scrafty is a fighter Dark, so both are weak to Charm. So Charms would just absolutely rip through Scrafty, and instead of going there, you decide to go Como. So, I mean, Como's fine. It resists the foul place because you're half fighting. But yeah, I'm really surprised you did not go Charm Meow. Getting off the Brick Break, which is super effective and will lower the defense. So that's a nice combo here. That'll probably just be like one charm, maybe two charms. And what was in the front again? Lantern, which you resist the spark. Yeah, so definitely just go Flower Trick ASAP just to boost your attack, shield up anything, and then you should just be able to charm down. But yeah, you definitely need to, and they're not shielding for some reason. You definitely need to get into the Meow double super effective charms against a fighter Dark. You can just charm down, shield. Weird that the shield's like half off screen. Okay, LOKIX into Sableye. I think this is good because claws are resisted. Now, they're going to get to Disarming Voice in what, 7 here? So they're at Disarming Voice. Not Disarming Voice, Dazzling Gleam actually, which is a beast of a move. So do shield it, and it is a correct shield, so that's huge. And out comes the Lantern, so we are going to boost this attack here and hit super effective at the same time. That's a nice combo. Do it again. No. Well, okay. Catching, every move is resisted here. Yeah, that's a weird one, because you basically yeah, Toxapex comes in, so only having a single move here is going to hurt. If you had like a Dragon Claw or something, it would be nice to have a second move, but lowering their defense is not the worst, especially if you can do it multiple times and then get something on it. LOKIX, you'd have to get LOKIX on it because charm is resisted. And these Dragon Tails are adding up, so that's okay. Yeah, back to the beginning, like, Como resists everything, Meow resists everything, so you could go instant there, but if you stay in and boost, I'm surprised you don't just take that boost and try and roll with it, especially with something that's so attack-heavy and LOKIX. So, maybe you just take the switch immediately where you can resist the moves on, like, Como or Meow. But outside of that, I think just... you got Charm for this, so this can get deleted pretty quickly. How you don't have like multiple Pokemon for Charm, I don't know. Okay, so Como, safe swap. Oh yeah, you're half bug, sorry. I keep forgetting that. You are dark, which is weak to fighter, but you are half bug, so technically you're normal. Like, sorry, neutral against it. At the same time, they are neutral against you. You're neutral, sorry, you hit, yeah, like neutral, like you're only doing neutral to them. Getting a second move off, it is resisted, but you know, you're pretty attack heavy, so let's see how much damage it does. Not enough to take out. At this point, you just let it go. And where do you go from here? Maybe Como to get a couple Dragon Tails through. Yeah. Getting the energy here. Not taking super effective counters. Dugong. You are double weak to Dugong. Okay. You're double weak to Ice, but like, like, okay. Who cares? Like, that's very rare. This is tough. I think you have to let it go, but man, going down and leaving one Pokemon against a Pokemon that can lower your attack is never a situation you want to be in. Never a situation you want to be in. So now your attack's lowered. I mean, you do have Flower Trick, so you can boost it right back up, but that is a tough situation to be in. But hello, Whiscash. Maybe our only win con, but you're down to 50%, so a Scald may still take you out from here. You're not that bulky. Yeah, so that's gonna one shot you from 50% health. Yeah. Whew. That's tough. That's a tough part with these Pokemon. Okay, you need to get out. So you need to get out of this, and you're not getting out. Okay. So I think your typings. Yeah, I think you need some work on your typings. That would just be my first comment. It was evident with the not getting into your Charmer against a Scrafty, and it's evident that you're doing resisted sucker punches just to throw a resisted X Scissor when they are doing neutral with their counters. So I think you just need a quick 101 on basic typings here and when to, because half of the point, like truly I can teach you everything that I know. Oh, and they leg out, so you got lucky because this was looking like a loss here. I can teach you everything I know. But if you don't know your typings, basically everything I say is useless. Because someone in the Discord, link in the description if you want to join the Discord, but someone in the Discord was asking me about like safe, like I sometimes say like you got to stay in the lead and just get farmed down, and other times I say don't get farmed down, and they were asking me what was like why did I do that, and it's very dependent on typings. It's like, do you have two answers to the Pokemon that came in? Yes or no. If you only have one hard answer and one's going to get killed, you have to stay in. If you have like two Pokemon that can somewhat deal with it, you can get out. But for that, you need to know your typings and stuff. So matchups and the playstyle, like you need to know typing. So like this is a bad matchup. Counters neutral on you, and Sucker Punch is double resisted on the Dark Fighter, and you're staying in. Like this is not, you should be instant Como on this matchup here. And they're boosting, and they're just going to boost their way through you here too. So yeah, I think you need to learn your typings a little bit. So you do grab a shield and do it. And they're going to have to power punch you because foul play is resisted. They may go for a resisted foul play, but yeah, that's fine. And again, you should have gone Charmer, which is double super effective. So lowering their defense, and basically at this point it's an instant swap to Meow and two shield Meow all the way through. Nope. You should be getting ahead on energy, boosting your attack, knowing that it's like your win con, right? You've already lowered its defense once. You're now just letting them get a ton of energy. So they're going to come out with like, I don't think you can bank 2 Ice Beams on this, but they're going to get to 1 Ice Beam and 1 bubble away from the next one. So here comes the first Ice Beam, which you're going to have to shield now. And then they're going to get 1 more bubble, and you're going to have to shield the second Ice Beam. And then you put yourself at a really, okay, they've got Play Rough, so you got lucky there. If they didn't have Play Rough, they would have got another Ice Beam, but they had Play Rough, so they don't. And more Peko in the back, so you're lucky. Again, you don't even need to farm here. You could just, I would have just charmed down. I wouldn't have even thrown a move here. Teach me the win con of your opponent legging out, because you seem to get it a few times here. Primeape, again, bad matchup. Sucker Punch resisted, and okay. I see a theme here. And the theme is typings. So there's still a bunch of battles left, and if there's something that pops up, I'll comment on it. But I'm gonna give everyone here the order of which you need to learn GBL stuff. Because if you don't know your typings, and I mean like know your typings, everything else is irrelevant. So typings is the first thing you need to know. What does super effective against what? What moves are resisted against what? And go from there. So like everything from like poison super effective on grass, you got to get out of there immediately. Like those are the two, so like, because you need to know that, because taking in that scenario there, taking 3 poison jabs from a poison Pokemon that is generally, I don't want to call it attack heavy, but it's got okay attack. Taking 3 super effective poison jabs is not what you should be doing. Like you should be instant swapping there. So first thing everyone should do is know your typings. And now you may be thinking, Dan, you've played maybe 70,000 GBL games in tournaments and everything, and you still don't screw up typing sometimes. Yes, I do. But I'm like 98% at the typings here. The sometimes when it's like the niche ones like that I don't play with a lot, poison, bug, like stuff like bug on ghost, like those are the ones I'm like, is that resisted or is that neutral? Like those are the ones that I have to like think through. But like here, again, Sucker Punch resisted on, you have a Dragon Tail, which is neutral. You have a Charm, which is super effective. And you're deciding to stay in with a resisted Sucker Punch against a Pokemon that gets to its Aura Wheels in 10, while your quickest here is 12. So it's a terrible, terrible, terrible matchup. And there is no way you should be playing this out. And there is no way that you should be double shielding this Pokemon if you're playing this out. You're just setting yourself up for a loss here. So, number 1, learn your typings. Now, how do you learn your typings? Unfortunately, there's only 2 ways to learn typings. Number 1 is you go back to school and memorize, basically, flashcards, like just study the typings. Or how I learned the typings is I played every single set, every single day since season 1. And basically, when you play tens of thousands of battles, you will just learn through the matchups that you play. So, number 1, learn the typing matchups. Number 2, learn the different team builds. So, lucky for you, I haven't done the team building series in a while, but I have a whole team series building playlist that goes over balanced teams, ABB style teams, like all the different teams that you can potentially think of. Balanced, yeah, like all stay swap teams. I think I do like 2 bulk, 1 glass, or 2 glass, 1 bulk. They're all in there. They're the different style of teams of ways you can build teams and the strengths and weaknesses of them and how you play with them. So you need to learn that. And then obviously the next thing you need to know is the Pokemon that fit those teams well. So you need to know the Pokemon. So not only do you need to know the Pokemon that fit in those teams, you need to know all the different Pokemon in their role, right? So Morpeko, super glassy, but glass cannon hits like a nuke. Azumarill, super bulky, a little slow on the charge moves, but can just take a ton of charge moves. Something like Quagsire, in between, not glassy, not bulky, pretty spammy, not super hard hitting. You could take 1 move, you could probably dish out. You'll probably need 2 moves to take your opponent out. So like just understanding the roles of all the different Pokemon is the next thing you need to know. So typings, different style of teams, Pokemon. Then you can actually get into the stuff in the battle. So let's go. I always say if you are a newbie or you're struggling with the majority of like the technical stuff, fast move timing. You're still learning your matchups, when to shield and when not to shield. You should play a balanced team and don't think twice about it. And the balanced teams are basically, the oldest school one is two Pokemon that balance each other's weaknesses and a safe swap. So one of the oldest teams is Swampert, Sableye, and Skarmory. Swampert is only weak to grass. It is double weak to grass. Skarmory, double resist grass because it is steel, which resists, and it is a flyer, which resists. So you cover your weakness there. Skarmory is weak to electric, which as a ground mud boy, you single resist. It is also weak to fire, which as a water Pokemon you beat. So that is how that's how a balanced team, you combo each other's front and back with a safe swap. And then you, on the lead, you just figure out, I'm staying in against all these Pokemon except for what? You leave grass immediately because that is your main weakness, but you're probably also leaving stuff that resists water. Dragon is the first thing that comes to mind. What else would I leave against? Other waters are weird because you do have like Earthquake, and now it has Sludge, so it's actually even weirder playing like Swampert now. But for the like back in the day, just for simple purposes, we would say if you saw grass, if you saw dragon, depending on the water you saw, swap into your safe swap of Sableye. Okay, so now you're in Sableye. So you're playing the Sableye matchup out. What happens? Do they stay in? Do they leave? And this is where it then gets into the team reading. You need to learn how to team read. You need to learn the matchups to know when you can and cannot win a swap. So you have Swampert, you safe swap Sableye, in comes an Azumarill. Now back in the day, with Return, you actually beat Sableye beat Azumarill if you baited Foul Play and grabbed a shield and landed your Return, because the Return did so much, and then you could actually claw and Foul Play the rest. So if you baited, because the claws were neutral and it's hit so hard that if you baited, at least I think you maybe needed two baits, like two Foul Play baits, and like land a Return, you would win that matchup. So the question is, how important is it to flip switch in those matchups? One, can you switch it? Yes or no? If you can, how important is it to switch it? If you have a Swampert against a grass Pokemon, it's basically as important a matchup as you can make it. You need to flip switch there. If it's against just like another water Pokemon, it's like, well, I don't need to switch it a ton because I do have some play against it with like an Earthquake or a Sludge that maybe if I get ahead on energy there, it wouldn't be the worst case scenario if I take like a shield advantage. If Sableye can grab like throws a Return and it gets shield on the Azumarill, maybe I lose that matchup. And again, that's a bad example because there's a water on the front, but you know what I mean. So then you need to figure out that for the matchups, and then you need to get into all the technical stuff. Fast move timing. Fast move timing. You can try different teams. I'm trying to think of what other technical stuff there is besides fast move like timing and optimization. I'm sure there's other technical stuff. Again, you can just go look at my one of my educational series that I have here. I go over some like the stuff that you need to learn. So like that's the progression of Pokemon Go players. So if you don't even know your typings and you don't know your teams, how to build the teams, and you don't know the different matchups in the teams, and you don't know how to play different matchups out, you are not going to progress farther than Ace. You'd be lucky to get to Veteran. If you understand the basics of typings, team building, a bit on understanding like team reads and stuff like that, Veteran should be pretty easy. And then the difference between like Veteran and Expert is when you start to get those technical skills down, like knowing when to fight for switch, fast move optimization, knowing when to shield versus not shield, what's your win con, like which Pokemon do I need to try and win with, do I need to, catching, like I did a whole thing on catching, like do I need to catch, So those types of things will help you get to expert. And then honestly, once you hit expert, I think you can hit legend. I personally don't think there's a ton keeping you from legend outside of, you know what? There is one thing. There's only one thing in my mind that keeps you from expert to legend. Consistency. And the problem with Pokemon Go GBL is you cannot just 3-2 your way realistically to legend, because how the elo system works. So basically, you'll probably notice if you win, you get about 9 to 10, 8 to 12, 8 to 12 in the elo. If you get 4 wins, you're like 30 to 45, and then if you get 5 wins, you're getting 60 to 70. So the consistency here is you can't go in a day. You cannot go 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, and then like a 1-5 or sorry, that's not how math works. A 1-4 or an 0-5, because then basically that 1-4 or 0-5 significantly outweighs those little 3-2s that you've been getting. So basically a 1-4 or an 0-5 will completely wipe out all those 3-2s. So again, you want consistency the other way. If you can get like 4-1s, 4-1s, and then your bad sets are your 2-3s, that's the consistency that you need to hit legend. You probably already have all the technical skills to hit legend. It's just a consistency to make sure you're minimizing those 1-4s and 0-5s. Yeah, so thanks for this mission, but yeah, go learn some typings. Because there's, just the basics, like, and this is why I don't know if it was you in my Discord, but someone mentioned like LOKIX is strong in this meta, and I was like, I haven't responded yet, but this is my response. No, it's not. Sucker Punch Dark is resisted by both Fighting and Dark, which is 2 of the 3 typings. So 2 out of the 3 typings are going to resist your fast move, which is what makes LOKIX so strong, is the Sucker Punch. So I don't think LOKIX is strong. So that's the rationale behind that. Anyways, that's enough talking. Thanks for watching. If you made it this long, thank you. If you want me to if you go and watch that old team building series and everything like that, I feel like I should update them. I feel like it's been probably even years at this point since I've done those team building series. Let me know if there's any specific thing in like the team building series or the technical skill series or whatever. I know I did a catching one, so that you can look up the catching one. Let me know if there's any like of the skills or team building or something that you would want me to redo, or something new that I haven't done that you'd want me to do. So drop that in the comments below. Okay, now I'm done. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.